Welcome to the ASDA District 1 Dental School Debate. It is with pride that Creston Oral-B is able to maintain this great tradition through our sponsorship. Along with you, we value this experience as a way to enhance your dental education and have a little fun and spirited competition along the way. I'm Dr. Cindy Stegeman, and I'm a Scientific Relation Manager for Crest Oral-B, and I cover all of your dental schools. I've met many of you already and hope to meet many more in the near future. I am thrilled to highlight our newest innovation, the Oral-B IO. Take a look.
Say hello to Oral-B IO. New Oral-B IO technology takes the oscillation rotations from Oral-B's iconic round brush head and combines them with the gentle energy of micro vibrations for an enjoyable experience and a sensational clean. Thousands of bristles gently micro-vibrate and glide effortlessly around the surface of each tooth, while also brushing along the gum line for a powerful yet gentle clean. Experience the only wow clean with Oral-B IO technology. Only from Oral-B.
Thank you again for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you virtually at one of my upcoming events. Let the debate begin, and may this best school win.
Hey, I'm Chris Salerno. I'm a general dentist in New York and a member of the board of directors for EDIC. I'm so glad you guys are taking time from your schedules to participate in and watch these debates. It's so important. It really is to develop those critical thinking skills, whether you're a debater or whether you're just supporting your team here. It is so important for the future members of our profession to learn how to see both sides of a critical, weird, challenging issue. It's important to learn how to present your case and how to debate with grace. The dental profession is facing all kinds of interesting dilemmas that honestly we just couldn't conceive of even 5 years ago. And so we need real sharp dentists like yourselves to be able to lead us through that. Now, these critical thinking skills are not just important for your leadership in the profession, it's also important for you as a leader in private practice. I just got to the office. I'm ready to start my day in practice. And I'll tell you, almost every day I'm in the office, there's a challenge to my critical thinking skills. And not just from a treatment planning standpoint, patients and insurance companies and family members of patients can present some real interesting ethical and legal dilemmas. And so those skills that you're developing right now, right this morning, are really going to help you see your way through them. I mean, I'll give you an example. Patients that come in and say, gee, I need you to save this tooth no matter what. Put a fourth post in there somehow. Money's no object. Do whatever you can. And you think, this person's asking me to practice beneath the standard of care. This is a hopeless tooth. I can't do it, right? You want to take good care of the patient. You want to do what they're asking you to do, but it goes against your better judgment. You know, there's all kinds of interesting situations that can happen like this. Well, beyond just your critical thinking skills, you also have support. You've got your local dental society, your local study clubs, and you've got experts with your malpractice carrier. You know, that's why I became an EDIC insured years ago, is I saw that they offer service that is second to none. When you form your team as you graduate from dental school, your attorney, your accountant, your supplier, you know, your dental material supplier, all these folks are going to help you as an associate and ultimately as a practice owner. Some of these relationships can be transactional. You know, you pay for something, you get the thing, and that's it. But your malpractice carrier should not be a transactional relationship. You shouldn't just talk to them once a year when you re-up your insurance. Your malpractice carrier should be educating you along the way and offering outstanding support, outstanding service when you need it most. So I joined EDIC. They have great continuing education for you that'll help you keep you and your patients safe. And also, if you ever do get into a sticky situation, you can pick up the phone, talk to a human being who's an expert, and get answers when you need it most. Remember, you're never alone when you're in private practice. We have each other and we have experts at your fingertips. So as you move into private practice, I hope you consider EDIC as your malpractice carrier. It's just the support that we need, and I've made use of it a few times myself when I've had some interesting situations with patients that have come up. So I'm so glad you're spending your mornings here watching these debates. This is just wonderful. I'm so glad you're taking the time to do it. Develop those critical thinking skills, and I wish you guys the best in the years to come.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 2 of our Yankee Dental debate. Tonight, we have our pre-dental and Tufts teams debating on Medicare expansion. And my name is Rachel Harris. I'm the Advocacy Chair for District 1 ASDA, and I'll be moderating tonight along with Lauren.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lauren Branscomb. I'm the Advocacy Vice Chair with Rachel. I'm a D3 student at University of New England. So I will introduce you guys. We have our pre-dental team tonight as our affirmative team and Tufts Dental School as the opposing. And tonight we are debating Medicare expansion. So Medicare is the federal health insurance program for people over 65 and certain younger people with disabilities. President-elect Joe Biden has said he would like to allow people to enroll as early as age 60 and make dental, vision, and hearing coverage standard in traditional Medicare. Currently, most Medicare beneficiaries have to buy a supplemental policy to add on these benefits. Affirmative team, please debate in favor of expansion of Medicare to cover dental services, and opposing team, please debate against expansion of Medicare to cover dental services.
All right, affirmative team, pre-dental, you have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Good evening to all. My name is Edson de Sousa, and Andrew and I will be debating in favor of Medicare expansion to cover dental services. We will show the need, practicality, and benefits of Medicare expansion. Nearly 1/3 of older adults have untreated dental caries and are more likely to have complete tooth loss, periodontal disease, and oral cancer. Yet persons 65 and older had the lowest percentage of individuals with dental insurance and the highest average out-of-pocket expenses, according to an NIH-approved research. Given this data, studies from the Kaiser Family Foundation have shown that our first contention is that poor oral health directly correlates to deprived both physical and mental health. Untreated cavities and periodontal diseases lead to chronic pain, infection, and loss of teeth. These physical losses lead to a feeling of embarrassment, a decrease of social participation, resulting in lifelong mental drawbacks. And as if that wasn't already enough, these results from poor dental service access leads to more pressing matters, such as that relate to the overall health of individuals. Looking merely at advanced gum disease, it is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, such as strokes, increased risk of mortality, adverse pregnancy outcomes, increased risk of cancer, and poor glycemic control for diabetics. By preventing further complications, Medicare itself benefits by bypassing very expensive future operations that may have been prevented through necessary dental services. Furthermore, this leads me to my second contention, where these health complications are more common in those with lower income, representing clear signs of social inequality. Studies have shown that toothlessness, for example, is more common among low-income seniors, with 30% of those in poverty having no natural teeth, with this being present in only 6% of high-income elders. Medicare expansion to cover dental services would diminish these economic inequalities and allow all elderly individuals to benefit from affordable dental services, resulting in both physical and mental health, resulting in both better physical and mental health, leading to a decrease in more alarming diseases. Moreover, given Dr. Fauci's current prediction of the coronavirus pandemic, the US could be returning to normalcy by fall 2021, thus being this the ideal period to introduce a plan that could boost our economy. Thank you.
All right, thank you, pre-dental team. You make a convincing argument. Opposing team, Tufts University, you have 3 minutes to make your opening statement.
With the rise of COVID-19 in early 2020, the Medicare system has been abused with the growing medical costs of sick Americans. Currently, the Hospital Insurance Trust, one of the main programs funding Medicare, has a balance of $194.6 billion, which is expected to dry up by 2026. With the growing medical needs of Americans expanding each year and the pandemic draining our resources, it is unrealistic to create a Medicare system that supports dental care needs without accelerating Medicare's impending expiration date. There is no obvious source for the multi-billions we will need to add dental care to Medicare.
Moving on, although expanding Medicare can lead to an improved affordability of care, it does next to nothing about access to care. A survey conducted by the Bloomberg School of Public Health noted that under 40% of dentists accept Medicare, and families will often have to travel on average an hour to an hour and a half to even find a practice that will accept their insurance. The inability to go to providers out of network due to their severe constraints actually will discourage patients from seeking dental care, which is an issue that will only worsen by expanding Medicare. Alternatives that are affordable and have greater access do exist. For low-income seniors, for example, dental care is available on the sliding fee scale at community health centers, and with a program known as the Dental Lifeline Network, in which more than 15,000 dentists participate in. Additionally, 10% of retired Americans also retain their dental coverage from their former employer and also their spouse's employer. And finally, although private dental insurance is generally thought to be out of reach for these impoverished populations, programs like Humana and Delta actually started developing customized plans for families and individuals who are on a budget. So these plans will not only cover preventative care, but they also cover emergency services. And this is all while giving patients a far greater multitude of providers who will actually accept their plan.
All in all, while we are in favor of improving access and affordability of dental care, we are firmly believe that through the expansion of Medicare is a dangerous and incorrect means of accomplishing this goal. Medicare is already an overburdened and overstressed program, which will be pushed into its breaking point if it is expanded to include dental care. Not to mention, there are programs already in place from private insurers that are still affordable for families and individuals struggling to meet ends meet. According to the national survey by the International Society of Preventive and Community Dentistry, 82% of adults over the age of 65 report having poor to very poor understanding of the options when it comes to dental insurances, and over half have poor understanding of Medicare Advantage, a source of Medicare-approved private affordable dental plans. This is the main problem. Rather than pouring billions into expanding Medicare, let's be efficient and invest into educational programs such as health insurance literacy to make seniors more aware.
Great, thank you, opposing team. Now, opposing team, you have 1 minute to cross-examine. Tufts?
So how would we address the fact that there are fewer than 40% of dentists who even take Medicare when patients qualify for dental coverage, thus leading directly to an access of care complication? And how would you reasonably address the massive costs associated with expanding Medicare with dental benefits when there are alternatives present already with budget package programs with companies such as Humana and Aetna?
Can you both please discuss why you feel Medicare Advantage is not enough to cover elderly Americans?
Okay, opposing team, is that all for your cross-examination?
Yes.
Okay, then affirmative team, pre-dental, you have 1 minute to cross-examine.
Wait, sorry, can she just repeat her last question? Sorry.
Can you both please discuss why you feel Medicare Advantage is not enough to cover elderly Americans?
Okay, so hi, my name is Andrew. And just in addressing, first of all, in addressing their few contentions and just like respond and like ask them a few questions. Their first contention includes that that there's growing medical needs and that it's unrealistic and that there's no place to get this money. However, I would ask, how would you know this? Because I believe that governments do have enough money and they do have the resources, and it's just a matter of like allocation versus actual like the issue of like Medicare. So yes, just like my question is that. Also, you mentioned that there's alternative insurances, but can you give us a percentage of just how many like lower income versus higher income seniors like actually like choose to go to those private insurances? Because not everyone can afford them. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Affirmative team, I'll have you speak again. You have 3 minutes for your rebuttal and closing.
So, okay, so hello again. So just to first of all, just address your contentions, or sorry, like your questions to us. You first asked us about the massive cost, which is a valid, which is a valid question. It does cost roughly $750 million. But also given that, it's also important to just think about the fact that, again, it's not a problem with how much it costs because the cost can be covered because the government can afford it. So that's the first thing. Also, I would also argue that it's actually not going to be just as expensive because if you think about it, when we invest in dental services and when we include it in Medicare, which in other words, we're actually investing in preventing further complications and further diseases like Edson said, we're preventing cardiovascular disease and we're like preventing like diabetes and just like such complications. When we focus on those, we're actually saving money rather than actually spending money. For example, I think to address and to work with a doctor for a cardiovascular disease, it would cost you roughly $19,000. But now compare that to just a normal dental checkup, that's $300. You're actually saving a ton of money rather than actually spending so much money, which basically disproves the fact that it's actually going to be expensive to include dental services. So that addresses your first argument. Further, you also include alternative insurances, which again is a good point, but at the same time, I would argue that that's actually enhancing and it's actually pushing for inequality in the economy. Because you have a bunch of people that just simply can't afford these private insurances and or don't have the jobs that provide those private insurances. For example, we're currently in a pandemic that provided or that gave millions of families just unemployment. And that unemployment also means loss of private insurance. So I'm not sure where this data is coming from, but there's no way that it's recent. Now, in terms of just addressing your point, it's important to just include these and to mention this because by because by including dental services in Medicare, we're able to address economic inequality because when you just for example, toothlessness, it's much more common in lower income seniors versus higher income seniors. So when you're able to balance things out, it works a lot better. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, affirmative team. Opposing team, you now have 3 minutes for your rebuttal and closing.
So Medicare is a wonderful program which provides critical coverage to the elderly and disabled populations with low income, but it does have funding that is quickly drying up, especially due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So you have medical needs at an all-time high right now, especially with inpatient and outpatient complications due to COVID. And so now is not the time to stress an overburdened system by expanding it with dental care. Doing so would only belittle the truth that there are alternatives to Medicare that could become increasingly affordable and accessible with these budget package programs of Humana, Delta, and Aetna. So rather than pouring in billions of dollars into expanding Medicare, we need to address the fact that most adults hardly know about their dental insurance options, even when it comes to Medicare Advantage. So instead of utilizing this costly, topsy-turvy, and inefficient methodology of expanding Medicare to include dental, we should invest in improving dental insurance literacy instead and focus on the available insurance plans that are growing ever more affordable and have far greater access than Medicare can give.
Rebuttaling some of the points that the affirmative team had addressed of you saying that we can find this money if we want to, but where are you going to take this money from to allow dental services to be included in Medicare? Are you going to take it from the Department of Education? Are you going to take it from public housing or green energy? Obviously, if we had this money, we would have already put it into, but we don't. And also the money that you're saying that we will save as a result of adding dental care into Medicare is not money that we will save necessarily for Medicare itself. It's the money that we will save hospitals, and they will not be funding that money back into Medicare again. It's a lose-lose situation. And when you say that we are going to be saving money, you're not saving it for Medicare itself, but for hospitals. And the biggest issue here is that the 82% of adults in this country, like we mentioned, over the age of 65 years old, have a very poor understanding of their options when it comes to dental insurances. And over half have a poor understanding of Medicare Advantage, which is a free program that individuals can have and take part in. So when people are unaware and uneducated of what their options are, of course, they're not going to always pick the best option or not even use it in the first place. So we should be spending money on educating the public and helping them make the better decisions and know what their options are, rather than just putting money into a system that's not working in the first place.
Just to reiterate that just because the system might be getting more money for expanding Medicare, that money may not directly go there. And so again, funding is still an issue in this case.
All right, thank you so much, affirmative and opposing teams. You both made great arguments tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Mass Dental Society and Janine for putting together this debate. And as a reminder to our judges, these argument sides were assigned and do not reflect our students' opinions. Rather, they were assigned to them right at the beginning of tonight's debate. So thank you all again and have a great night.